Who's the 20-year-old about to take the Bundesliga by storm? You might not know Alexander Pavlovich yet, but trust us, you will soon. Bayern's young midfield sensation is on the edge of a breakout season, and we're predicting big things. Will he become the next Schweinsteiger or Kroos? You want to watch to the very end, because we've got info as to why Pavlovich is truly the chosen one. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our upcoming videos on the Bundesliga's rising star. If you've been seeing this young guy bossing the midfield under Vincent Kompany and wondered, who is this kid? Let me introduce you to Pavlovich. And trust me, this guy has a story that's as cool as it gets. He didn't just pop up overnight. No, his journey goes way back, and it's full of that classic mix of talent, luck, and a ton of hard work. So let's take it all the way back to 2004, where a newly arrived potential midfield general made his debut into the world. Born to a Serbian dad and a German mum, Pavlovich was already kicking it around for a local club, SC Fürstenfeldbruck, at age 7. Now fate stepped in at this random indoor tournament, and it was here that he caught the eye of a Bayern Munich scout. Bayern didn't hesitate to bring him on board. They invited him to their youth academy, and just like that, he was on the path every football-obsessed kid dreams of. Over the years, he moved up, level by level, and proved he wasn't just another kid with potential. Another interesting bit to his story is his ball boy era. Not too long ago, he was like any other ball boy who played the role of recovering balls by pitch side and giving it to players like Thomas Muller. Fast forward a few years down the line, and he is teammates with these same players. But before all that, he got the attention of people at Bayern because of his flashes of brilliance in the Bayern's under-19 team. His strong performances got him noticed by Julian Nagelsmann and Thomas Tuchel. When Pavlovich finally joined the first-team training, he held his own right there on the Saarbrunner Straße pitches, rubbing shoulders with the club's biggest stars. Then came the pre-season friendlies, where he didn't just blend in, he shone. His official Bundesliga debut was just around the corner, and so, on October 28, 2023, he was subbed in during Bayern's massive 8-0 victory over Darmstadt 98. Though it might have looked like an easy win, this wasn't just any game for him. His appearance on the big scene was the result of a small loophole in Bayern's squad situation, but he made the absolute most of it. Bayern had struggled over the summer to bring in a solid defensive midfielder, a gap in the squad that had everyone from fans to Thomas Tuchel feeling uneasy. Tuchel hadn't been shy about voicing his frustrations over Bayern's unsuccessful efforts to secure a defensive midfielder. Last season, Bayern came close to signing João Palhinha, only for the transfer to fall apart at the last minute. There were other near misses, but ultimately, Bayern entered the season without the defensive reinforcement he wanted. Yet, in the middle of all the chaos and disappointment, Pavlovich was quietly rising through the ranks, becoming the unexpected answer to Bayern's midfield dilemma. By the end of his breakthrough season, he had 19 Bundesliga appearances, with 14 of those as a starter. For a 20-year-old just breaking into one of the world's top teams, those numbers are impressive on their own. But it's what he did in that limited time that really turned heads. He notched up 2 goals and 2 assists, almost matching Kimmich's 4 contributions, only he did it in less than half the minutes. And if that wasn't enough, he also led all Bayern midfielders in pass completion with a crazy 92.4%. Coming into the new season, all eyes were on him to see if he'll cement his place in the team, especially with the arrival of a new coach. Now, if you didn't know, Pavlovich isn't just part of Bayern's midfield, he's the heartbeat of it. You know what's crazy? Even with João Palhinha, who Bayern signed from Fulham for a hefty 51 million, Pavlovich has firmly held on to his starting spot. Palhinha has barely managed 236 minutes over 7 games in all competitions. So there you have it. That's how important Pavlovich has become. His influence on the team is undeniable. There's no doubting that. I mean, if you could go by Bayern's brutal defeat against Barcelona, the 20-year-old was missing in action and it showed. Pavlovich got injured in a match against Stuttgart, fracturing his collarbone, a setback that required surgery and will keep him sidelined for 3 months. Bayern fans and players alike felt the blow, and even coach Vincent Kompany couldn't hold back his disappointment, saying he was probably our best player so far. It won't change anything about the career he will have, but it's a pity for us that he won't be with us for now. Up until his injury, Pavlovich had played in 9 out of Bayern's 10 games, starting each one and even scoring a sensational equaliser against Bayer Leverkusen. So, how has he managed to push Polina to the sidelines and light up the pitch with his performances? It all boils down to style and mindset. While he is the creative engine of the team, something like a young Toni Kroos, Polina is more of a classic holding midfielder, focused on breaking up plays and playing it safe, which is exactly what Tuchel wanted during his time at Bayern. You could really see their contrasting styles when they faced off against Stuttgart. Pavlovich was out there zipping the ball around, pushing to speed up Bayern's play, and trying to create opportunities. He's all about moving fast and making things happen. On the flip side, Polina was playing it cautious, like he was afraid to take risks. With him in the game, it felt like Bayern's tempo hit the brakes. You know how it goes. When you're trying to break down a stubborn defense, the last thing you want to do is slow down and play it safe. You need that creative flair and urgency. And that's exactly what Pavlovich brings to the table. What really sets him apart and makes him a staple in the lineup is his hunger to dominate the game. This kid is a workhorse. In the 23-24 season, he's clocking in an incredible average of 12.8 kilometers per match. That's more than any other player on the team. Just think about that for a second. While some players might be coasting through matches, Pavlovich is out there running his socks off, getting involved in every play, and making sure he's where the action is. And let's not forget about his attacking threat. When Bayern finds themselves up against those defensive-minded teams that love to sit back and soak up pressure, Pavlovich's creativity and ability to make things happen in the final third are golden. He's not just a defensive presence, he's also a guy who can chip in with goals and assists, keeping opponents on their toes. One stat that really drives this point home is that Bayern won 17 of Pavlovich's first 21 appearances. In stark contrast, they lost 5 out of 8 matches he didn't play in during that same stretch. It's a new season, and that same pattern seems to be repeating itself, with Bayern struggling in that game against Barcelona. So, what does the future hold for Alexander Pavlovich? Let's take a look at the Bayern midfield. You've got Goretzka, who got sidelined by Tuchel and is currently struggling under Vincent Kompany. There's also Polina, who doesn't offer much going forward. And finally, you've got Kimmich, who offers more of a right back nearing the exit doors these days. In all of this chaos, Pavlovich stands out as the bright spot, the only real thing that could hold him back from reaching amazing heights and becoming a core player for Bayern in the next decade is the risk of injuries. Going by performances last season and this one, he's on this insane upward trajectory. People are buzzing about him being one of the top defensive-minded midfield talents in the world right now. It's almost impossible to argue that the sky isn't the limit. He's not just a kid with potential. He's showing that he can handle the big stage and deliver when it counts. If he can stay healthy and keep developing his game, there's no telling how far he could go.